listen to me, because this is the most important conversation you are ever going to have about your money and your future. You are 60 years old. You have worked hard, you have saved, and you have reached that mountaintop of $2 million. You think you've crossed the finish line, but I am telling you right now, the real work is just beginning. You are facing 20, 30, maybe 40 years of retirement, and if you do not handle this $2 million with the respect it deserves, you will find yourself in a situation that is absolutely devastating. The fear you are feeling is real. I know you're lying awake at night wondering, is $2 million enough? You're worried about inflation eating your purchasing power for breakfast. You're worried about the stock market taking a nosedive the year after you stop working. And you should be worried. Because $2 million is a lot of money, but it is not an infinite amount of money. If you treat your retirement account like an ATM, it will run dry. We are going to stop that fear today by giving you a plan that is grounded in truth, not hope. Here is the step-by-step income plan for a couple at 60. First, we have to talk about the gap. You are 60. You cannot touch Social Security for at least 2 more years, and if you're smart, you're going to wait much longer than that. You have a 7 to 10 year bridge you have to build before those guaranteed checks start coming in. The very first thing you must do is create a 3-year cash bucket. I want 3 years of your living expenses in a high-yield savings account or a money market account. Why? Because when the market goes down, and it will go down, I do not want you selling your stocks at a loss just to pay for groceries. That cash bucket is your security blanket. It's what allows you to sleep at night. If you need $80,000 a year to live, you need $240,000 sitting in cash. Yes, I said it. Cash. Now, let's look at the remaining $1.76 million. We are going to apply a dynamic spending rule. Forget the old 4% rule, it's too rigid for the world we live in today. We are going to look at a 4% initial withdrawal, which gives you $80,000 a year, but we are going to use guardrails. If the market has a great year, maybe you take a small raise. But if the market drops more than 20%, you must have the discipline to tighten your belt and reduce your withdrawal by 10%. You have to be an active pilot of this plane, you cannot just set it to autopilot and go to sleep. Next, we have to deal with the taxman. This is where most people fail. If all your money is in a traditional 401k or IRA, that $2 million isn't really $2 million. A huge chunk of it belongs to the IRS. Between age 60 and when your required minimum distributions kick in at age 75, you have a golden window. This is the time to perform Roth conversions. You want to move money from your taxable accounts into your Roth IRA now, while you are in a lower tax bracket because you aren't working. Pay the tax now at a known rate so that later in life, when tax rates likely go up, your income is tax-free. Do you hear me? Tax-free. Now, let's talk about Social Security, because this is the biggest mistake couples make. You are 60. If you take Social Security at 62, you are locking in a permanent reduction in your benefits. For a couple with $2 million, your goal should be to let the higher earners' benefit grow until age 70. Every year you wait past your full retirement age, your check increases by 8% guaranteed. Where else are you going to get a guaranteed 8% return? Nowhere. Use your $2 million to fund your life now so that at 70, you have the largest possible guaranteed inflation-protected floor for the rest of your lives. You also need to look at your asset allocation. At 60, you cannot afford to be 100% in stocks, but you also cannot afford to be 100% in bonds. Inflation is the silent thief. You need growth. I want to see a portfolio that is roughly 50% to 60% in total stock market index funds and dividend-paying stocks, and the rest in high-quality bonds and that cash bucket we talked about. This gives you the growth to outpace inflation and the stability to survive a crash. The question isn't just how do I spend, it's how do I protect. At 60, you need to check your long-term care plan. One major health crisis can wipe out $2 million faster than you can blink. You must look into long-term care insurance or a hybrid life insurance policy with a long-term care rider now, while you are still young enough to qualify and the premiums are manageable. Your actionable takeaway is this: sit down this weekend with your spouse. Calculate your must-have expenses: mortgage, taxes, insurance, food. Then calculate your want-to-have expenses: travel, dining, gifts. If your $2 million, using a 4% withdrawal rate, doesn't cover your must-haves, then you cannot afford to retire at 60. You either work 2 more years, or you cut your expenses. You have worked too hard to be reckless now. Be brave, be strong, and most importantly, be honest with yourselves about your numbers. If you follow this bucket strategy, maximize your Social Security by waiting, and handle your Roth conversions now, that $2 million will not just last, it will thrive. You can do this, but you must do it with your eyes wide open.